The aim of the activity which I am going to perform today is to analyze the weather pattern for the past 7 days. To perform this activity, I used AccuWeather to collect the temperature data for each day. Now I will show the weather report and analyze the weather for the past 7 days.
So this is the weather analysis for the past 7 days, starting from 19th May to 25th of May. On the first day, 19th of May, the maximum temperature already has crossed the 40 degrees Celsius mark and it was 41 degrees Celsius, whereas the minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius. On the second day, 28th of May, the maximum temperature was below 40 degrees Celsius, but not much below. It was 39 degrees Celsius, and the minimum temperature continued to be same. On 21st of May, the maximum temperature continued to be same, and it was 39 degrees Celsius only, but the minimum temperature was decreased to 24 degrees Celsius. On 22nd of May, the maximum temperature rose to 42 degrees Celsius, but the minimum temperature on continuous 3 days, the second day on 28th of May, the minimum temperature was of 25 degrees Celsius, and on 21st it was 24 degrees Celsius. On 22nd it was 23 degrees Celsius. So these 3 days 1 degree Celsius decreased for minimum temperature. On 23rd of May, the maximum temperature again decreased to 40 degrees Celsius and the minimum temperature rose to 26 degrees Celsius. On 6th day, 24th of May, the maximum temperature was 44 degrees Celsius, whereas the minimum temperature was itself very high, and this is nearly considered to be the ideal temperature, that was 28 degrees Celsius. So the minimum temperature was even rising. There was a lot of changes in the minimum temperature. The lowest minimum temperature recorded in these 7 days was on 22nd of May, whereas the highest was 28 degrees Celsius, which was noticed on 24th of May and 25th of May, whereas the highest maximum temperature was on the 7th day, that was on 25th of May. The temperature rose to 46 degrees Celsius, and the lowest maximum temperature was recorded on 28th of May and 21st of May, that was 39 degrees Celsius. So we see that how in these 7 days, nearly in the maximum temperature there was increment of 7 degrees Celsius, which was noticed from day 2 to day 7th. So this analysis proves that in these 7 days there was a lot of bounce in the temperature, but the truth is that the temperature continues to increase only and it does not decrease as much. If there is a decrease of temperature, it is just of 1 or 2 degrees Celsius, but not more than that. So this is the weather analysis for past 7 days from 19th May to 25th of May. Thank you.
The most challenging part of this activity for me was to plan and prepare the weather report and the documentation. The learning outcomes of this activity was to collect the weather data and to analyze it. The precautions which I took here to perform this activity was to note down the accurate data provided. To research and analyze the weather data was the scientific experience which I found here. To create the weather report was the most interesting part of this activity for me. Something else which I wanted to create was a win-win. I chose this activity because of 2 reasons. First reason was that it didn't require anything, and the other reason was that I love to collect weather data. So these 2 things really made me choose this activity. Something that I came to know in the end after analyzing the weather and performing this activity was that when India was under complete lockdown, we noticed a massive change in the temperature and the weather. We didn't require air conditioners and coolers until very recent, as we used to feel that requirement since the end of the April. Whenever it was 28th of April or 25th of April, we started feeling that requirement of ACs and coolers because of the temperature outside. So this showed that nature is reviving itself and it is healing, which is indeed great. But as soon as there was a comfort in the lockdown and people started to go on their works, and because of which the vehicles on the road started moving more frequently and there was a much more number of these vehicles. And the temperature also started rising. Therefore, we must do something so that nature revives itself and does not destroy us because of us. Thank you and Jai Hind.